Hey everybody. I'm sick. Every time I get sick I start to think, and that's never good for me. This time I decided I'd make a video about my experiences being roll intro. I've been getting sick for all my life, and it's never been a good time. I was homeschooled, so I was never really getting out of something I didn't want to do. Whenever I'd get sick, I always feel really bad for a couple weeks. The moment there's even a chance of me being sick, my throat starts screeching like a cat being thrown in a bathtub. I always have to wait it out. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried cough drops, throat spray, tea with honey, fularamic acid.
It's no use!
During this period, I can still think and function in every way other than talking. When the next day rolls around, that's when things get a little goofy. Or silly. Maybe even taffy. I start to get congested, and when that happens, all my brain cells die simultaneously. Now, I've never done drugs, but I assume this is what doing 2 weed and a Red Bull feels like. You're sluggish and you can't think, but you're very aware of that fact. For the longest time, I couldn't do anything for days at a time. It's only in recent years that I've been able to... What's that thing your brain do? Oh yeah. I haven't been able to think for the past few years. Usually by day 4 or 5, I'm mostly back to normal, able to think and back to procrastinating my life, you know. Totally healthy behavior like that. There was this really funny time where I got sick, got better, got sick, got better, got sick, got better, got sick 7 times in a row. After that, I kinda lost it. Then there's the most recent time that I got sick. I didn't get a scratchy throat this time, so I just kinda chilled like I wasn't sick for around a week. Blissfully unaware. I just had this dry cough. My brain was functioning perfectly fine, so I had no reason to be suspicious. Eventually, I started coughing through the night. It got so bad at one point that I had 5 cough drops in my mouth and couldn't stop coughing for 30 minutes. I then proceeded to sleep sitting up for the next 3 or 4 days, because every time I'd lay down, I'd enter another 30-minute coughing fit that no matter what I did, I could not stop. I ended up on several antibiotics and steroids. Unfortunately, due to my weak lungs, I wasn't able to exercise, so I did, in fact, not get a sweet set of abs. I eventually got better. As I said, with past colds, I've not been able to think, but with this one, for some reason, I could, which meant I ended up playing a lot of video games and watching a lot of movies on my own. But you can only do that for so long in a dark room, completely alone, before getting really depressed. There was a multitude of factors for why I got really depressed, a lot of which are very personal or dark. And that's not the funny. I'm here to bring the funny, to put the funny in your brain, because the funny make the money. But all you need to know is I got sick again. I was sick for about 6 out of 14 months. So I've been having a great time. Just fantastic fantastic time. Thank you for asking. 6 months of nothing but solitude, because I would not wish this curse upon anybody. Not even my worst enemy. Not even Shia LaBeouf. Not even Conan O'Brien. F***ing Conan. He reminds me of a certain elf. God, that guy haunts my dreams. Every night, I see his face. His eyes. His goddamn eyes. Nothing but solitude as the people with power get more and more cartoonishly evil. The world burns. Anger and hatred become how you sell something nowadays. Is that what we've really come to as a society? Some guy yelling at a screen telling you to get mad so he can convince you to buy his brain pills so he can buy another Rolex? Really? How did we get here? Paving over the darker elements of history for schools and even outside of schools. And of course, the person telling you all of this will market a course on how to own the other side with facts and logic, which just boils down to plug your ears and as loud as you can until they give up. No. Told yourself you weren't gonna think. You haven't been thinking. You haven't been thinking so far. You're not gonna start now, damn it. Just don't think. Just don't think. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. So I played We Happy Few recently. I played this game when I got the cough and cold. I had recently gotten Game Pass, and I've always enjoyed a good story-driven game. And We Happy Few had a style that I really gelled with. Bright colors, dark undertones, comedy to be found in it all, and a good story with twists and turns. I've heard about We Happy Few before. There are some common criticisms that I completely agree with. Mainly the map of the game being randomly generated, which I don't really think was a good idea. I mean, if they were gonna do a randomly generated map like this, they should have had it be, well, a lot less random. If they had actually just designed the entire map once, they would have been able to have houses, objectives, various other locations feel more substantial. You know, you can visit and revisit them and they'll stick in your mind. You'll know where they are. They'll actually matter to some extent. And all the while be guided by the level design. A lot of the game was just walking down a bright rainbow road, talking about how good everything is and how lovely the day is. And that aspect of the game got tiring pretty quickly. I did not finish We Happy Few. I finished Arthur's story, but I decided to leave it at that. You see, with the complaints I had, I was able to look past those for the amount of time that it took to beat Arthur's story. I feel that if I continued, I would have ruined the whole experience for myself. Yes, I know the DLCs are good from what I've heard. The third story is way better than Arthur's and blah, blah, blah. Frankly, I don't care. I felt satisfied with what I had experienced, and I did not feel the need to go any farther and soil what I enjoyed of the whole thing. I'm content to leave it where I left it. Also, I didn't want to deal with that baby. I would put that thing as far as possible if I could. Look at it, it's ugly too. I feel like there's something to be said about We Happy Few, some commentary about society at large, how we put a happy facade on everything. You see it all over TV. Of course, most of them are medicine adverts. Of course, preying upon people, making them feel worse, thus exasperating their issues. You should feel ashamed about your blotchy skin. You know that's a problem, right? Everyone's staring at medicine. Everyone's staring something about it. Buy it. You know that's you should feel ashamed about your blotchy skin. Everyone's staring at it. You should feel ashamed. Everyone's you should feel ashamed. You should feel ashamed. You should feel ashamed. You should feel ashamed. Why have we allowed that? Why do we continue to allow that? Not just medicine ads, just advertising in general. How as a society did we decide that this is normal? Most of you probably haven't watched TV in a long time. But I have. And the ads there have gotten even worse. It's like 5 minutes an ad or something now. Like for a 30-minute show, there's 5-minute ad breaks. There's multiple of them. Like 3, 4, maybe even 5. It's gotten so bad now, they're breaking the laws of physics. They're fitting like 20 minutes worth of ads to a time space that can only handle like 10 at most. How are we even allowing 10 minutes of advertisement? How are we allowing that? How did we allow that at any point? Children from an incredibly young age are being told to lose weight and cover up your disgusting, blotchy skin. How are there not riots in the streets over this? This is unacceptable. Or is it too late? Have we already passed the Rubicon? Are we all just marching towards our deaths? Is there nothing we can do? Is there fate to die surrounded by plastic bags and weight loss pills? Shut up, man! This is supposed to be a happy, funny little video about chronic disease. Get back on topic. I'm pretty sure I had COVID during the year of, well, everything. I got sick, but this wasn't normal sick. This was... Oh. This is what most of that year looked like. As I said before, I was homeschooled, so I wasn't really getting out of anything I didn't want to do. Really, being sick was just a day I felt worse than I already did. Most of my early life was just what you're seeing now. I'd have a cup of cereal. If you think that this is dumb, fight me. I will whoop your ass. Maybe a frozen TV dinner, and then I'd try to silence the silence by doing what you're doing now. This isn't a happy video for me to make. I wish my life had turned out in a way that I could just make a ha-ha funny video about infectious diseases putting me within an inch of my life, but we just don't live in that world. Oh, and the Rubicon? We passed that a long time ago, Sherlock. During that year, it really all got to me. I didn't really know anybody. I didn't have anybody to talk to and just be. To not be scared and obsessing over some vague political threat. To be able to go outside and not have the fear of somebody trying to get me. To not be scared. To not be alone. That's all I've wanted. Not much has changed. I still wait long and hope things will get better, but I don't think they will. And that's roughly where I was going to leave the video, but something didn't feel right. Unless you're one of those filthy audio listeners, you saw the 1 year ago mark at the beginning of the video. I wrote this roughly 12 months ago when I was having a mental breakdown during one of the worst periods of my life. I don't want to go into too much detail. I struggle to unravel these thoughts on my own. I can't even begin to think to tell somebody that I've known all my life about them, and let alone a bunch of strangers on the internet. Anything below, like, the smallest surface scratch is a terrifying thought to give out to anybody, especially a horde of strangers online. Most of you probably have context for late 2024, early 2025, and things have proceeded to get a lot more stupider than I originally thought. Still really, really bad, but I didn't expect full-on Looney Tunes schemes, fist bump emojis over bombing countries, the president making a AI-generated video of him dumping a bunch of shit on the American people. If this was like 5 years ago, hell, a year ago, people would have said that satire's a little too on the nose. You can't take it seriously. How would anybody think that's possible? But no, it happened. It happened. He actually did that. He's been doing a lot of AI stuff. Just another reason for the list. And every day, things just seem to be getting worse and worse. It is cold. Does what I said in the original video stand? Yes, continue to reach out to like all the people who represent you on a micro scale to a macro scale. Just reach out. Do something. I'm trying to do that here. Just do something. What we need to do now is what we've done every single time this has happened before. Stand up and fight. Fight. Capital F. What I said stands. But I felt I couldn't just leave it where it was. Organized protests, like, continue to do all that. Loudest protests and ever. Yes, it is a very long fight. Really, it doesn't end. Every time there has been a positive movement in all of human history, there's been a counter movement trying to undo that. It's a never-ending fight. Where there's a good, there's a bad, and they'll always come back. But you know what? Bring it on. I'm sick of it, we're all sick of it, but I have a good feeling about this year. I don't know why, and I don't know how long it'll last. But for some reason, I have a good feeling. Yes, the void will come for us someday. We'll all die. But as long as your heart is pumping, and you can think, you can do something. So do it. Fight. Bite, claw, scratch, there's a life out there worth living. It's a beautiful thing, and it's something worth fighting for. So do it. We'll all be dragged into oblivion one day. Everything will end. But while we're here, we need to make the best of what we have. So don't go quietly into the dark. We will not go quietly into the dark. We will not. We will not. That's Winston Churchill, by the way. I'm